Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Dead by Daylight Mobile. Today is a bit of a different one. This is not one of my usual meme video, but rather a series of important tips and skills that you should know when you're playing as Survivor on Dead by Daylight Mobile. I want to also note that I am nowhere near a pro, like I am borderline a fucking idiot when I play. Yeah, but I have played this game for a decent amount of time, and these are just some tips that target the mobile version specifically. Even though it's the same game, the mobile version is quite different compared to the PC or the console version, and I feel that there's need to be a video discussing it alone. Now enough of that long ass intro, let's jump into it. Some of you guys have asked, how do I maintain loops on killer? You see, the objective of Survivor is either doing generator or getting chased. If you're being chased by the killer, your job is basically keep the killer as busy as possible until your teammate finish doing the gens. And the menu structure of the map will aid you with that if you know how to use it right. The killer shack, the T&L wall, the double L wall, the claw machine, and many more unique structures that belongs on different maps. And there are a ton of videos showing you how to run these structures most effectively, so I'm not going to go too deep into this. But my general advice to you is always keep an eye on where the killer is going. Don't just blindly run with your camera angle facing forward and not realizing the killer is going around to cut you off. Awareness of where the killer is key. And during loops, always remember to position yourself in a spot that you can see where the killer is coming from. For example, right here at the killer shack, I decided to stand at the corner of the shack so that whether he's coming from that direction or this direction, I can see him coming and make a run for the opposite direction. Now understand one thing, 360 is a great skill to have, but it's not a crutch for you to use every single time. Decent killer player will notice you using it and will quickly adapt to it. It's more of a last resort when there's no loop around and you need to disorientate the killer in order to make it to another loops. Now, to perform a 360 is essentially spinning in one direction while turning your camera in the opposite direction. That's why I suggest you have a fluid control of the camera angle on your phone. Go to option and choose control. Set your Survivor camera sensitivity somewhere on the higher end. Mine's on 100%, but you can choose a setting that suits you the most. When the killer is close enough to you, spin the joystick in the direction that you want. Now spin the joystick at a full 360 degree like this. And at the same time, spin the camera in the opposite direction. And there you go, that's the 360 in a nutshell. And this will take a couple of tries to master, but I'm sure after a few games, you'll be able to do this as well. Unlike the PC or the console version, the mobile version handles sound a bit differently. Behavior knows that not many mobile players will be hardcore enough to have the earphone plugged in to hear where the injured survivor is. That's why killer will be able to see these sound indicator on the screen showing exactly which direction the survivor is if they are close enough. Injured survivor will be indicated, and sometimes even normal standing survivor, if close enough, will have the sound indicator appear as well. This will make it extremely easy for the killer to know exactly where you are. So the only way for you to completely hide is to crouch while you're uninjured. This goes the same for some killer as well. Huntress singing sound will also be indicated, so there's no problem knowing which way she's going to go. The only problem is dodging those fucking hatchets. Sound will also be indicated when the nurse is blinking somewhere, Billy and Leatherface when they're using their chainsaw, or even the pig when she lunges for her attack. These indicators will aid you in knowing where exactly the killer are without having to carefully listen for the sound. So I guess it makes it even on both sides. Perks that are the same on all devices, obviously, but some will perform even better while others are actually worse on the mobile version. As previously discussed, injured survivors are impossible to hide or lose the killer due to the visual indicator. That is why Iron Will is the perfect perk for this job, eliminating both the sound and the visual indicator, making it extremely hard for the killer to find you, and even help you juke the killer by hiding behind a corner or something. It even counters some of the strongest killer in the game, like Spirit or Nurse. That is why I believe Iron Will is probably one of the strongest perks you can bring in Dead by Daylight Mobile. On the other hand, some perks are actually worse on the mobile version. Now I know this is gonna be a controversial opinion, but I don't think Sprint Burst is as good as the PC counterpart. Same goes for the perk Fixated. What these two perks have in common is that they both depend on your ability to walk. Walking and running is very separate on the PC version. Move your normal WASD to walk, and if you want to run, press shift along with it. But for the mobile version, it's just about how far you move your joystick to control whether you walk or run. Move the joystick too lightly and you walk too slow, but if you move it just a bit too far, and it activates Sprint Burst. So not having that control makes Sprint Burst a bit unreliable and isn't as good as using it on the PC. Dead Hard is also not very optimized on the mobile version, since the only way for you to activate it is by tapping the icon at the corner of the screen. Quite an awkward position, and sometimes even I miss tapping it. Now, since DBD Mobile does not have the same amount of audience as a PC, you will occasionally run into bot killer or even bot survivor on your team. One way to know if that person is a bot or not is the amount of blood point at the end. If the killer have about 600 to about 3200 blood point, or survivor having 0 blood point, then it's a bot. One more way to know is that it is almost impossible for you to do a 360 on a bot. If all your 360 attempt fails, you might consider the possibility that that is a bot. Despite that fact, it is not hard to counter a bot killer.
Great fucking gameplay.
And if your survivor teammate is a bot, then what you want to do is
and enter.
well, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be back making the normal meme type video next week, but I hope that this week you guys learn a little something in this video that will help you improve your gameplay in the future. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.